Hey guys, it's GameFace here, and welcome back to episode 4 of my Ajax career. Now in today's episode, we're going to be cracking on with pretty much just some games. We've obviously at the summer transfer window now, so it's just going to be purely focusing on matches. Hopefully going to get through 4, maybe 5 games, depending on how those games go. The first of which is against Panathinaikos. Then we got a game in the league just a few days later, so it's going to be a bit of a more of a test of our squad in today's episode, because there's a few more matches to play. 3 days later, we've got a league game, followed by another league game, and then potentially a Champions League game for us to play, and then beyond that, another league match afterwards. So plenty of matches to try and fit into today's episode. It's going to be the fast-paced sort of videos I've been doing over the last few days. But if we could try and hit 100 likes on today's episode, I would really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel or just haven't subscribed yet, then please go ahead, hit that subscribe button. That'll be absolutely fantastic. And yeah, let's crack on with today's episode. Also, for those who don't know, I've also uploaded another video today, and that video is my football challenges video. That was uploaded at 12 PM. This one's obviously been uploaded slightly later, so please feel free to go click that one in the top right-hand corner to go ahead and watch it. And tomorrow it's going to be potentially a double upload of the Manchester City career, depending on whether you guys hit 100 likes on tomorrow's episode. Anyway, let's crack on with today's video. Panathinaikos is the first game. This is I'm going to go with. A few changes actually in this game. Van Leer is going to start for his first game for us in net. The usual sort of defence, no changes there. Van de Beek and Klaassen in midfield, and then we got Ziyech just playing centre attacking mid. Kluivert and Neres have swapped wings as well to give them a different sort of option and see whether we can try and get them performing better. And also Dolberg starts up front. This is the bench to gone with, and we've got NOURI on there. He'll start in the next game in the league. Hunter Lars on there, Younes, all the usual sort of players, to be totally honest. Let's crack on with the game, hopefully get ourselves the first 3 points of the Europa League, and yeah, see how we get on. Okay, then here we go for this match against Panathinaikos. Let's see how we get on. It's a changed side, a few players I've not played before, so I'll be intrigued to see how they get on in this game. Oh, through to Dolberg. It's a great start early on. Dolberg to hit this one, hits the bar. I think it might have deflected on there. I think I saw a little knock. But it's a really sort of strange bit of defending there. Panathinaikos centre-back just came out and just allowed Dolberg to run through. And what a good start that was a couple of minutes in. Dolberg, oh, he wins it back. Dolberg to shoot and had to be saved. Really poor defensive display here for Panathinaikos. Trying to almost give us a goal early on here. It's going to be a corner and a punch straight by the goalkeeper. Kluivert delivery, Dolberg. Still has it here, Dolberg potentially brings it down and couldn't get the shot away. It's half-time, it's 0-0. Not many chances, to be totally honest, in the first half. We've struggled a little bit. The chances we have created have been purely down to mistakes at the back from Panathinaikos. So we've really struggled to create our own chances. So we're hopefully going to try and improve. That's all we can really try and do. Got to make sure we're running in behind a little bit more. But yeah, not a fantastic performance for the front three so far. A little bit disappointed with how they've performed, and also the midfield as well, in fact. So we need to try and step up things a little bit. We might have to change players around formations, that sort of thing, in the second half if we don't improve. Kluivert cuts it inside, still going here, looking to Dolberg to shoot. Oh, what a hit. Couldn't be saved by the goalkeeper. It's 1-0, and we're only a few minutes into the second half here. Dolberg gets the goal. Alright, it's not the cleanest of strikes into the back of the net. It does get a little bit of a touch there, or a big touch, in fact, from the goalkeeper. He couldn't handle it, and it goes into the back of the net. It's 1-0. What a start to the second half. Exactly what we wanted. After a fairly disappointing first half, we've managed to create something there. Dolberg dropping off his man and just getting a cut back here. Really good opportunity, and puts it past the goalkeeper with a lot of force. No stopping it. It's 1-0. Or a chance, and it's 1-1. Opposition equalise, and about 10 minutes after we scored our goal, just putting a few crosses, and we couldn't deal with it, and ultimately couldn't clear it away. You've got to try and get a head on it or smack it up the pitch. Just falls to him nicely, and he's just had to put it past the goalkeeper. It's 1-1 now, and yeah, got to deal with that much better. Got to prevent the cross in the first place. That's the main thing. And then we've got to try and clear it with Sanchez. It hasn't happened, and they've got themselves an equaliser. Gutted about that, because I don't really think it's deserved. They've been up our wing once or twice, and that's just a cross we haven't dealt with. Okay, first 2 changes, Younes and NOURI to come on. That means we'll be taking off Neres and Ziyech. Both of them going to get rested. Ziyech's been a bit disappointing at centre attacking mid. Much preferred him in, I think, a centre mid position than a bit further forward, which I was a bit surprised about. I think he's got more attacking stats, but he hasn't performed at all in this game. So make those changes. I think Hunter Lars will be the next guy to come on if those don't work, but we'll wait and find out. Okay, final change. Hunter Lars is going to come on. That means we'll be taking off Van de Beek, and we're going to essentially go to almost like a 4 up front, to be totally honest. We're going to see how that goes. Risky, but we're going to give it a go for the final 20 minutes to try and get that second goal to win the game. Hunter Lars wanted him in the box, really. Oh, keeper does terribly. NOURI's there, and he tips it in the back of the net. The youngster, the substitute, has scored, and it's with 5 minutes to go. NOURI there heads into the back of the net. It's an empty one, but we'll happily take it, and it's awful keeping. I nearly gave up to him. I was nearly put my controller down after I just assumed he was going to pick it up. Instead, he decides to punch it up in the air as Dolberg challenges him, and it falls nicely to NOURI, nods it home. It's 2-1, and that puts us back in the lead with 5 minutes left. And I'm really happy that the youngster has come off the bench and got us the potential decisive goal for this game to try and get 3 points. There's still 5 minutes left to try and defend, and I should probably change the formation again now. Oh, my days. What was going on? You could see it was going to happen as well. Went to the right-hand side, exactly the same again. Didn't stop the cross, but look where everyone is. Why is Sanchez not doing anything? That's rubbish. That's really, really bad. That's terrible. It's dreadful defending. You can't allow that to happen. Oh, so poor in the middle. He's got to stay with his man there. I don't know what he's thinking, Sanchez. It's 2-2. Panathinaikos scoring an equaliser. Can't believe it. Cannot believe it. I mean, the formation hasn't changed. We are still playing the exact same formation. There's no change in where players are positioning themselves. That's the more frustrating thing. A couple of minutes left here. Younes is going to run forward. He needs some support, and now there's just not enough players around. And that was a different sort of tackle there. Bit bizarre. It's going to go out for a throwing. Younes, short to NOURI. He needs some support here. Still going. NOURI into Dolberg. Oh, what a challenge. Wins it back. And that'll be a foul, and that will be it. 2-2. Can't believe that. It's terrible defending from both of them. Both of which, I mean, the first one maybe I could have done something about, could have stopped the cross, but this one was just terrible positioning. Of course we should have won, but it's a 2-2 draw and it's only a point in our first game. Disappointing result. In between episodes, I have offered a couple of young players from the academy contracts to join our senior setup. So these guys have accepted, and they've got very high potentials, or high relative to the players we have already in the squad. So I've decided to add them into the first team, and they can now join us and play some matches, because one of our targets is to get, I think it's 1 or 2 players, 10 matches from the youth academy. To promote them, get 10 matches. And of course, you know, to do that, you have to have some youth players in your team. So we're going to hopefully try and give these guys a little bit of game time, probably off the bench, to be totally honest. That's probably the best way to do it. But yeah, we'll hopefully try and get them involved at some point. Okay, so on to the next game in the league, and I think there might be a slight bit of rivalry between these two teams. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, in the comment section below. This is the side I'm going to go with. Quite changed. We played the game just 3 days ago, so obviously we have had to make some changes. And Nana comes in goal. We've also got the right back that's not actually played, but we have signed him recently. He goes in, obviously, at right back. Delit and Hugma, who we also signed as well, is going to start. Got a centre-back playing left-back. He can actually play there anyway, so I'm happy to put him there. We've got Schöne, Klassen and NOURI in midfield, and we've got Suni on the right-hand side, Younes on the left-hand side, and Huntelaar up front. So, a different sort of team, of course, and that means we're going to have to play a slightly different style. I think Huntelaar will be more of a hold-up type player than obviously running behind like Dolberg. So this is the match I've gone with. Again, we've got Henriksen on the bench for this game, so potentially coming off there if we are in a good position. We've got to make sure we get in that good position, though. We've got to make sure we score a couple of goals. Let's find out how we get on. Okay, so on with this game in the league, and it could be potentially a tough game, this one. I'm not really too sure what to expect. I think it's going to be tough in terms of our performance, because it is obviously changed again. But that's going to happen, and we're going to have to deal with it, and it gives also a chance for us to play some players that are a bit younger, but maybe don't quite have sort of the ability that players like NOURI have and that sort of thing. It gives them a chance to have a bit of a go in this match. Nearly an opportunity there for Schöne running through very early on, and it has had to be cleared. Yeah, the likes of Cerny, who hasn't, I don't think, played yet, he gets a start in today's game. Yes, well played, NOURI. He's won it back. He's still going. The youngster trying to round the keeper. So close. Maybe could have gone for a shot. Maybe the touch was too heavy, but overall, fantastic there from NOURI running through, breaking past the defender. He's looking so good in that centre attacking mid position. Huntelaar now going to try and shoot, gets blocked. Maybe a chip into NOURI, just a little bit over him, but another good option for us in the middle. Doing fantastic at the moment, NOURI. Really happy with how he's doing. NOURI plays it on to Cerny. Now needs someone to get into the middle. Huntelaar should be that man. Ball goes in. Oh, Huntelaar's nearly there. He's stretching for it still. Goalkeeper's brought our player down, and that's going to be a penalty. 5 minutes before half-time. Keeper, I don't even know who wipes out. I think it must be the left winger, Younes, but I haven't quite seen. And it's really sort of interesting keeping, to say the least. Dives into our player, brings him down. I mean, it's a penalty at the end of the day. Brings him down. and doesn't get to the ball. Klassen will step up here. Got to try and finish this one off. Will he? Yes, into the corner. Perfect finish. Goalkeeper didn't move, and it's 1-0 with 5 minutes left of the first half. It's half-time, it's 1-0. We deserve to be in the lead. We've had the better of the opportunities. We've played some good football, actually. We've had to adapt our style slightly. Huntelaar's not going to ever beat many players, I don't think. In fact, I think his pace is falling due to his age. But I think we've actually done quite well. Huntelaar's holding up the ball brilliantly. NOURI's running on beyond him, which you have to do if you don't have the pace from the striker. So actually it's working really well for us currently. The front three are doing fantastic, as is NOURI as well in behind. So hopefully that continues in the second half. Got to try and add to that scoreline. Younes into NOURI. NOURI going to turn his man and shoots. Oh, good save by the goalkeeper. Couldn't quite find the bottom right-hand corner. We'll make some changes. 13 minutes left here. Still pushing for the second goal, if I'm honest. I don't think it'll come, to be honest. We're not having enough chances. The opposition have really kind of swung the game a little bit in their favour here. So we are going to make a couple more changes. Henriksen's going to come on, centre attacking mid. Huntelaar will come off. Mahi will come on up front. And the final change will be to, I think, bring on Neres and take off Surrey. Neres here, looking for a cross into the middle. Can he pick out De Ligt? Oh, just over the bar. Should do, really. Should score that one. Oh, brilliant switch here to Younes. He'll cut inside, he'll shoot, saved by the goalkeeper. The header goes into the back of the net, and we get ourselves the second goal. Finally, with 6 minutes to go here. Who gets it? It's Mahi, the substitute. He seems to have a goal in him, does this guy. I'm really impressed with him. I know he's not played too much for us, but when he comes off the bench, you just see a little bit of spark, and you just see a potential to get another goal with him, and he just seems to always pop up and get them. That's 2 goals, I think, in the 2 or 3 appearances that he's made so far, so very happy with him. Looking like a bargain as well. Yes, well played. Mahi flicks it on here to Neres. That was an important touch. Neres still going. Can we make it 3, maybe? Neres across to Mahi to shoot. Oh, so close. Had another option to our left winger, but didn't decide to go with that one in the end. Went with the shots, and it was a close one, but still remains 2-0. Yes, that's it. 2-0 win. 3 points for us in the back there. Fantastic result. Wasn't one of those particularly decent performances that we've had at the start of the season, but it's a good enough one to get the 3 points, and it's more of a hard-fought one than anything, to be totally honest. Again, didn't really quite have our slick passing and our intricate play, but it was always going to be difficult. Change team again, due to the game that we had a few days ago. So it's not a bad result, obviously, to get ourselves a 2-0 win and a clean sheet. So again, we've got to try and improve, make sure we get out of this little stint that we're currently in where we're not quite performing as well. But still, we're doing very well. We're top of the league, 16 points from 6 games. PSV closer behind us as well. Okay, play drills. These are the very important things that we've got to try and do to try and improve our players. That's basically the aim of this career mode, is to really try and improve the young attacking players. We do have a lot of players here going up on their attributes, and we have our centre mid there going up on overall, so to 52 overall now, which is good to see. On to the next game, and hopefully try and get ourselves another 3 points. Okay, so on to the next league game. This is, I'm going to go with, a very strong team, one of our stronger sides, to be honest. And then now again, in goal, Veltman, Sanchez, De Ligt, Singraven, all in defence. Klassen, Ziyech, NOURI in midfield. Neres, Dolberg, and Kluivert there as our front 3 as ever. This adventure gone with, again, the similar sort of players to what you'd expect. Mahi's on there. He'll hopefully come off the bench at some stage as well. He's banging in loads of goals off the bench for us. And just like I said in the last game, has a bit of a spark about him that suggests that he's going to get more goals. Okay, let's go for this game. It's an away match. It's in the league again. And hopefully we can try and, again, get ourselves another 3 points. We've got to try and keep up the performances, keep up the consistent results. Because I think PSV just won their game as well. So we've got to try and keep up with them. They seem to be on a great run along with us at the moment in the league. Still undefeated, I believe. I think both of us have drawn 1 match and won the rest. Don't know what their defender's doing, but he gives us a chance to run through. Dolberg to shoot and score as the defender is walking off the pitch with a shoulder injury. Okay, it's not great sportsmanship, but we'll happily take it. 1-0, 19 minutes into the game. Dolberg slots it past the goalkeeper. It's not even really found the corner, I don't think, in the end, but it's just the fact that they were missing a man, and the goalkeeper didn't really seem to do too much that allowed us just put it past him pretty comfortably. 1-0. Chance, it's a good opportunity, and he takes it. 1-1, a few minutes before half time, and it's a really good finish, to be fair. A couple of their players going forward have actually looked quite bright and have seemed to create opportunities. We have managed to put them out most of the times, managed to put out the various different opportunities that they've had, but not this one. Couldn't quite cover in time, off the bar and in. It's 1-1. Again, this is going to be another difficult game for us. There's no running away with it, I don't think, in this match. It's half time, it's 1-1. We're going to make one change at half time. I'm not really too sure who's coming off, but I know who's coming on. It's going to be a defensive midfielder. Not too happy with the way we're defending at the moment. Seem to get counter-attacked a lot. When we go forward, we then have like 3 or 4 players, maybe 2 sometimes, in fact, back to defend. So That needs to be sorted. So we have Makocho to come on, and he's going to play as a holding midfielder. Klassan's going to come off, and we'll see how that goes for the second half. I'm hoping that Makocho will actually play there. Often when you change the positions around, they don't actually go where you want them to, so that'll be frustrating if that happens, but hopefully he just sits there. I don't want him to move much, just sit in front of the defence, protect us a bit. Brilliant here. NOURI now trying to run through and shoot. NOURI, oh, needed to be saved. Out for a corner. Good start to the second half. NOURI will also deliver the corner here. It's into the middle. Veltman's in there. He connects with it. Had to be saved. Such a close one. It bounces over the goal. Out for another corner. This time we'll go short. NOURI this time going to play a pass in there. Delitz amongst the middle. Kluivert's also on the edge of the box. Gets blocked. Hits it again and over the bar this time. Yes, well played. Now onto Makocho. He's going to play it in. Dahlberg must do it, and he has done. It's 2-1. We've managed to get the goal to put us back in the lead. It's Dahlberg that scores it. And just before the 60th minute there, scoring to get us back in front. We needed it, to be honest. It was a good little high press from most of the midfield and the attack going forward. Makocho was heavily involved, as was, I think, Kluivert. Can't quite tell who that was. But anyway, managed to put it over to Dahlberg, who was completely unmarked. It's 2-1. Chance to the opposition again. Good save by Nana, out for a corner. The game's not over. There's still another goal, I think, to come. It's just who does it come for? There's 30 minutes left now. Can we manage to see the game out and, well, obviously try and add a third goal if we can. Oh, well played, NOURI again, hassling the defence. NOURI, oh, the finish wasn't right. Wants it on his left foot. Not what I was after at all. Right at the goalkeeper. It's obviously my fault. That's why I ended up directing it at him by the looks of it. And it's after a corner. But NOURI, again, really fighting for it. He's doing incredible. I can't believe how well he's playing, and the fact that I've not used him before on career mode. He's such a good player. And that was so close to a third goal as well. Again, had to be saved. Goalkeeper's kept a minute, certainly in this game, and had a few good saves so far. We've got to try and get ourselves another opportunity to score a third, though. Oh, well played. Kluivert doing well there. Dahlberg looking into Kluivert. Can he finish this one off finally? Oh, the post. It's not going to happen for us. 11 minutes left. We're still looking for the third goal. Dahlberg switches over to Neres now. Neres has a chance. Can he go through and score? Neres to make it 3. We've finally done it. Again, it's late on, this time with 4 or 5 minutes to go. Neres scoring the third goal. It's not a hat-trick of Dahlberg, but it is a goal for Neres instead. I said there was one more goal to come. Didn't know who it would come for. It seems like it's going to be for us. And I think with 4 or 5 minutes to go, that should well be it for us here with a 3-1 win. But let's wait and find out. That's it. The 3-1 win, really happy with that. Scored ourselves 3 goals in this game. And it has been more of an end-to-end sort of match. We've been much better going forward than we have been in previous games recently. But again, defensively, a little bit questionable at times. 14 shots, 10 on target. You can't really argue too much with that. Decent stats for us. But defensively, once or twice in that first half in particular, we did look a little bit vulnerable. When we made the change at half-time, it made a massive improvement, and we actually looked better at the back, which was obviously the point of the change. So happy with the result overall. 3-1's a great result, and to get 3 points as well is very good. Okay, more training drills this week. Let's wait and find out how we get on with these 5 drills that we've gone with. Exactly the same, not made any changes to them this week, because we should have some more progress. As you can see, we have done as well. Plenty of attributes going up, no change in overall, but Kluivert's close to 73 now. Great work. We've managed to earn at least £21.25 million from shirt sales this season. That's a good start. Okay, so on to the next game. Just one change. The goalkeeper swapped out. Again, we're going with our second choice goalkeeper to play this cup match. It's against Standard Liège. It's in the Europa League, not the Champions League. I've probably been saying that a lot, to be honest. But yeah, this is the sound I've gone with. Pretty much the exact same team, bar the goalkeeper, and again, the exact same bench. Let's crack on with the game and hopefully get ourselves 3 points this time round. Okay, let's go for this game here against Standard Liège in the Europa League. Can we get ourselves 3 points? Obviously, didn't get ourselves the result we were after in the last game. Dahlberg, bit of space to operate here. Waiting for a runner. He's going to try and play it into Ziyech. He'll backheel it into NOURI. NOURI will shoot. Bit wide there. Not the greatest strike from him, but we're still working on him. And it's obviously not the finished product just yet. He's still young. And a great run nevertheless from him. Just got to try and work on the finishing a little bit. Ziyech plays it into NOURI. NOURI will turn his man. What a turn. Can he have the finish as well? Not quite. Just managed the ball past the goalkeeper, but cleared off the line. And again, cleared by the defender. Some really good play. NOURI's at the heart of it, though, as ever. And just haven't quite managed to find the back of the net just yet, though. Dahlberg. Kluivert might still get there. Kluivert's still going. Going to put this one back. Dahlberg, and he makes it 1-0. Brilliant play there from Kluivert. Still kept on running, despite being intercepted the first time round. gets the pass to Dolberg, and he has the easy part, and that's to finish it off, and he does it brilliantly there. Dolberg gets another goal for himself. He's banging in loads of goals at the moment, doing fantastically for us. You can just see Clever here, still running, just about gets there in front of the defender, and it's a good little finish on his left foot there for Dolberg, and it's 1-0. It's half-time, it's 1-0, complete control at the moment, really dominating Stone of the Age. I can't remember an attack, to be totally honest, from them. So we are doing very well, happy with the performance at the moment. Again, the goal isn't quite there, the second goal, and that's been the issue. When that's not happened, we've obviously conceded, so got to make sure we get a second goal, otherwise it'll be another sort of hard-fought game when it should be much more comfortable than it is already. Okay, so all through change, about 20 minutes left here. Shona's going to come on, Henriksen will come on, and so will Mahi as well. That means we'll take off Cliver, Ziyech, and NOURI. NOURI's been incredible. He's been absolutely amazing in today's game. I've not stopped saying his name because he's been involved all the time. He's doing incredible stuff for us, and I'm sure he's going to just go from strength to strength. I actually rate him better than Ziyech at the moment, and Ziyech's obviously better overall by far, but we haven't quite found his best position yet, because we're not getting the best out of him, and I need to try and get the best out of him because his stats are incredible. So maybe we'll try him on the wing, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see, but he's certainly not been good enough at centre mid or centre attacking mid just yet, not affecting the game, I mean by that. He's obviously good touch, good passing, that sort of thing, but needs to affect the game more. And that hopefully will come, but we've got to get used to using him first of all. But NOURI, like I said before, incredible for us. Shona switching out to Mahi. Is he offside here? Hopefully not. He's still running. He's doing a great job as ever for us. Can he get himself a second goal or maybe not? We're going to fall for Dolberg though and gets blocked. I was hoping to try and play in Dolberg for a second. I didn't quite see the opportunity. Maybe it was there and I just didn't see it. But 7 minutes left. Mahi does great in all positions by the looks of it. He's put it out wide as he can play there. And he's doing a fantastic job. The corner's going to go into the middle and it's not a bad strike. Disappointing place to give away the ball. It's now 4v3. We got very lucky there. That was poor from us. Played our way out of it. Brilliant though. Zingreven looks really good. So does Henriksen. Henriksen now plays it out to Mahi. Mahi will play it inside. Dolberg gets brought down or falls over at least. And I think that'll be it anyway. It's a 1-0 win for us. It should be a clearer victory than 1-0. Haven't quite got the goal that we needed to give us an extra step in this game, but it was a good enough performance. We were well on top. Stone of the Age, though, 2 shots, one of which on target. Not great from them, but we were dominating, just didn't quite have the goal. 1 or 2 times our decision-making was a little bit off. Maybe that was the reason why we didn't get the second goal. Mahi had a great performance when he came off the bench, but just didn't quite have the finishing touch. A good performance from the goalkeeper and their defence as well, to be fair, which might be partly the reason why we couldn't get the second goal. Okay, monthly scouting updates before we end today's episode. Let's take a quick look at some Colombian players. First guy looks decent, so does the second guy. Third, not so much, and fourth will sign up too. Dutch players. Now, these are the guys that we're mainly wanting, and we've actually not had that many good ones. He's not too bad. Can we have anybody else? Oh god, no. No. No, just one from this month. Can we have any Danish players? We've got 1 to begin things. Can we have anybody else? Yes, this guy looks much better. That's the sort of potential that we're wanting. We'll take him as well, and that'll be it. We've now managed to fill up our youth cabinet, which is great news, and we'll hopefully be starting to promote a few more of them over the next few episodes. And that will be it for today's episode. You can see the league table here, though Feyenoord have actually leaped in front of PSV after having played 1 more game. Feyenoord obviously are big rivals on the same amount of points as us now. So when we play this next game in the next episode, it's obviously going to be very important that we get at least a point. Of course, we want to win. It's important we maintain our unbeaten streak just to keep Feyenoord behind us. And they will still be behind us, obviously down to goal difference, I'd imagine. Unless we can, in fact, no, if we conceded 2, then we wouldn't actually be top of the league anymore. We'd actually drop down to 2nd. But that's all, obviously, ifs and buts, and that is in the next episode as well. Thank you all so much for watching. That's it for today's episode. If we could try and hit 100 likes, I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel or just haven't subscribed yet, go hit that subscribe button down below. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter as well, at GameFaceHD. The link to that is in the description below. Also on Instagram as well, GameFaceHD. You can go follow me there. Thank you all so much for watching. Thanks for the support, and I'll see you tomorrow for potentially a double upload of the Manchester City career mode. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.